Here's Kaplan America on the CL350.
Happiness is a Mark Olson tuned Honda CL350 Scrambler. I don't know what he does to these things, but when you get them dialed in as well as Mark gets them dialed in, they run absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you, this is a 1972, so when you think about it, how good this bike really is compared to what the competition of that era, it's light years better. This is, bikes like these is why Triumph and BSA almost went out of business. They're bulletproof, reliable, fun, fast. This is the Scrambler version. This is designed for off-road use. It's the original version of an Enduro. There are a lot of differences on this from the regular CB. It had a off-road style handlebar, off-road style up exhaust. The fenders had more clearance front and rear, and it's set up to rip. Engines tuned to perfection. We put about $2,500 into the minor restoration and preservation services we did to this. I'll go over the whole list of everything we did on it. It's a low mile bike with only 21,000 miles, and it purrs like a kitten. Mark got this thing running right, and it's a lot of fun. It pops wheelies, no problem. Rips it, shifts and gears, clutches perfectly. It's just a blast to ride. So without further ado, let me take it for a quick grip for you. I'll show you what's up, and we'll bring it inside and go over the work order. Listen to the motor on this thing. Mark has got this thing tuned to perfection. The carbs are synchronized perfectly, jetted perfectly. The valves are adjusted perfectly. Cam chain is a virtually silent motor. It's like a brand new motor, and it runs like a brand new motor. And it's 72, makes it like, what is that, 48 years old, almost 50 years old. Original paint, bike's all there, it's fantastic. If you want a bike that's fun to ride, it's going to hold its value, buy this bike. These Hondas are notoriously reliable. This one's been tuned by the best in the business. It's an absolute joy to ride. Let's go do a quick drive-by down there.
Yep.
Want to ride now?
Yep.
Go ahead. So this is the, again, this is the CL, which stands for the high pipe model. It's Scrambler. It's a K4 and it's a Scrambler. So it's designed for Scrambler. I actually won the Thunderdome off-road race this weekend, this summer, on a CL350. It had a Powerall downpipe on it. The thing was market tuned. The thing was fast as hell. Put a real sticky tire on it and actually won the race on one. So these things are a blast. Blast to ride.
You meet the nicest people on a Honda.
That's what they say. So the work order's inside. We'll take a ride in, and we'll go over everything that was done to the bike to get it to run this perfectly. You know, we sell a lot of motorcycles, obviously 1,500 in the last 4 years, and a lot of them we work on here, and some of them come to us serviced by other people. The last 350 that was gone through by another shop that we sold, we ended up picking the bike back up from Untitled, New York twice before we got it right. Basically had to redo all the work. So this bike here, I'm going to give this the Kaplan America approval of mechanical soundness. Mark went through it. I know it was done right. The carbs, the points, the valves, cam chain, the oil, the filters, everything on this bike has been thoroughly examined by Mark. And I think he had it down for, I think, like 18 hours labor. But I can guarantee you, if you try to get it running this good by yourself, you spend a hell of a lot more time than that. So typical Honda electronics, everything works. Car signals. turn signal idiot lights, high beam light, the low beam, the high beam, or the off switch, the horn. Absolute typical Honda perfection. If you're not happy with the way this bike runs, you'll never be happy. This is as good as it gets right here. Let's go over all the paperwork and work order with you so you have an exact idea of what was done to the bike to get it to run this skid. We have the previous owner's registration, so that's what you'll use to transfer the registration on this. So this bike is the original Candy Panther Gold, which is kind of a cool color name, and it's a candy paint. The total service hours put in the bike was 22.5. That includes, now Mark only put it down for 7.3 hours. Mark my words, there's no way in God's green earth you're going to be able to do this list of stuff that he did in 7 hours. It's just not possible unless you're a world-class mechanic like he has and has all the tools. And they've been doing it for 30 years. You can triple that for the average shop or the average mechanic. So the detail shop put a total of 12 hours in it. I had 3 hours in it, so total is 22.5 hours labor, plus parts, plus the $100 delivery charge for the bike. So the total was $23.45. Plus tax, $2,493 were put into the restoration and preservation services we did. It has a brand new Yuasa battery and also a new main fuse holder. We checked the compression, everything checked good. The valve clearance was gone through, and everything's 0.02 on the intake, 0.004 on the exhaust, exactly the way it's supposed to be. 160 PSI per cylinder, which is right on. New NGK BAES spark plugs. The timing advancer was removed to clean or lubricate and clean the points. We set the gap in the points and the timing, and we adjusted the cam chain tensioner. We replaced the ignition switch to main harness, 4-pin connector, and the terminals. Then we took the whole fuel system off the bike. The carburetors were removed to perform a complete carb clean and adjust, completely dismantle them, clean them in the carb cleaning tank. All new gaskets and O-rings were installed, new float valve in seat. We cleaned the unifoam, clamp on air filters, and jet the carb a little bit richer for modern fuel and for the filters. That's something that, unless you know what the hell you're doing, you're never going to figure it out. It was done right by a pro here at the museum. Installed new OE-style mirrors, has new mirrors on it. Put on a brand new drive chain, rear chain, adjusted the slack, and adjusted the rear brakes. We removed, disassembled and cleaned the rear brake light switch, reinstalled and adjusted it. We removed and replaced the entire front wheel assembly to replace the brake shoes with the brand new brake shoes. The original ones had not been worn up, but they kind of started crumbling from old age. We sanded and cleaned the drum, reinstalled the wheel, and adjusted brake lever free play. We then disassembled the throttle housing to clean the bars and the throttle pipe, lube the cables, and then assemble and adjust the cable synchronization and free play. We cleaned and lubed the clutch and the front brake cables and set the free play. We set the tire pressure front and rear, cleaned and lubed the tack cable, and put we used shrink tubing to hold it up because the original tack cable had a little bit of wear on it. So at some point you may want to repair that. We then warmed up the engine, set the mixture screws of the carburetor, set the idle speed, confirmed proper operation of everything. Went through all electrical functions, disassembled and cleaned the left switch assembly for the horn button because it wasn't working perfectly. And then we went through the brakes. Like I said, on the front brakes, I already went over that. And then we're over to the other side, over the work order. We have the parts list: brand new Yuasa battery, brand new NGK spark plug, brand new carb rebuild kit, brand new K&L fuel petcock, new reproduction mirrors on the left hand and right hand, brand new chain, and a brand new set of EBC top of the line front brake pads. So that's about it. The only issue I noticed was the original center stop. The center stand stop is maybe bent or something, because when you put it on the center stand, it seems to go a little farther than what I'm used to. I'll show you that here. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm sure it's something that could be, if you wanted to mess with it, you could. But the center stand does work. It just seems a little off to me. But the original seat cover is in good condition. Again, this is a 1972, so it's almost 50 years old. It has a little patina and a little bit of cracking down at the bottom here, but just the fact that the original paint and seat cover is intact is a testimony to the fact this bike was well cared for over its 50-year life. The rear shocks look great. Take a look at the motor up close, Kenny. Like, zoom in on the motor. I don't see any oil leaks anywhere. The hallmark of the Hondas is a good Honda maintained like this one was.
Stays real nice. If this was a Triumph or a Harley, it'd be profusely, a 72 Triumph or Harley. I promise you'd be leaking oil somewhere. Not this one, not the Honda. Got a couple of dings, a little ding in the tank right here, a couple cracks in the side cover right here. Rear fender's got a little patina on it, as you'd expect for a 50-year-old motorcycle that has not been refinished cosmetically. It's only been worked on mechanically. The original exhaust pipes are in good condition. I don't see any rust holes anywhere on them. It's typical that they do rust. I don't see that on here. The side covers look great. The pegs look great. The kickstand looks excellent. So just a phenomenal running machine. These are the original grips on this bike. Unbelievable. 50 years old, has original rubber grips, and I believe the original levers on there. So just a fantastic survivor. The gauges are in beautiful shape. Look how crisp and clear. We had a 72 750 come in, and it looked like the gauges were from out of the Dead Sea or something. They're all crinkled up and everything. The writing on them from sitting out in the sun. Not this one. These look brand new, and they're the original, almost 50-year-old gauges. So just a fantastic bike. If you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. Ship it anywhere on the East Coast for $400 or less. West Coast, figure $550 or around that. So investment quality classic Honda K4 Scrambler. Beautiful bike in the original Candy Panther Gold. Good luck bidding on the bike. Junior, is there anything you'd like to say before I wrap it up?
Nope. If you are interested, message us with your postal code and we'll get back to you with the exact quote.
Yeah, we can give you an exact shipping quote if you want one. So without further ado, I'm going to pull her back in the museum, put her back on display where she was for the grand opening of the main gallery last week. And a lot of people were staring at it, that's for sure. It's a cool old machine. So good luck bidding on it, and God bless America.